morning. This morning I'm going up a place I've spent a lot of time, Pinto Ridge, which lies within the Pinto Valley Wilderness area. And I'm going up this little canyon right behind me and going up over a little bump on the ridge that's called Mount Graybeard. Gonna do some sketching probably, and then drop down into the other side into Pinto Valley. There's some really neat little slots back there, and it's a favorite loop of mine. And so I wanted to share this one. The day is really kind of overcast, which is nice. It's not nice to not have the blaring sun, and it's much cooler than last week, so should be pretty enjoyable. This ridge has a lot of caves. There's a really neat one up at the top here where we start to head up to the top of the ridge that I'll show you. That's got some arches in it. It's really neat. Okay, here's the arch cave. You can see there's a big arch on this side. And on this side as well. I went up towards the back of the cave so I can show all three entrances. And here's a really neat shell fossil. Here's one of those miracles of the desert. You wouldn't think of a fern growing in the desert, but these typically grow right out of the rocks. I've seen them all over the place. And I forget the name of them, and I'll have to look it up and put it below, but it's really cool to see these. And then I also wanted to show the big arch up here. I'm up out of the canyon now and heading up the ridge. Here's the view. You can see North Shore Road out there to the left and Echo Hills. And right in front of me is Redstone and the Redstone Peaks. Got the first view to the Sentinel. I've always kind of considered this peak the heart of Pinto Valley. The red color, and it's just such a beautiful little mountain. And you can see Boulder Peak off to the right, and if Sentinel's the heart, I would consider Boulder Peak the soul of it. I've actually camped on top of Boulder Peak, and that was pretty amazing. I've climbed it a few times, and I've climbed Sentinel 2, 3 times. I'm on a little point on the edge of the ridge. This isn't Mount Graybeard, but there's this huge cairn here, as can be found across many of these peaks out here. I don't know if it was the CCC or who put these up. Somebody put a little memorial register here for somebody who passed away, and I would have pulled it out, and I can't remember the name anymore, but the register has gotten moisture inside, and there's like black mold all over it, and I don't think you could read it anyways, and I am not touching that stuff. So if you're one of the people who put this register here, it may need to be replaced. Mount Graybeard is up beyond here to the left, and I'm going to keep heading up that way, and you can see the Pinto Ridge high point beyond. Just the last time I was up here, I went all the way out to the high point, but I'm not going to do that today. I've traversed this entire ridge many times, many ways in sections, and so I don't feel the need to go up there today. Frankly, I think the high point is one of the least interesting parts of the ridge, but beyond that, you can see Razorback Ridge and North Shore Peak and the Muddy Mountains out there. You can see Muddy Peak. This is Mount Graybeard behind me, and North Shore Road below. And here's a better view of Pinto Ridge High Point. And eventually I'm going to descend down to the saddle between here and there and drop down into Pinto Valley down here. If my voice sounds a little bit different, it's because I got one of these silly little microphones. I was hoping it would help with the wind noise a little bit and to make the volume a little more even. But I think it makes my voice sound a little strange, but hopefully it'll help with those other issues. I'm gonna sit and make some watercolors here for a little bit. I've done a larger oil painting of this view. I'll try and find a picture of it to put in the video. So I'll probably work this way. Okay, well, I'm not having a lot of luck up here. The wind's picking up and it's blowing my paper and my paint all over the place, and so it's not going too great up here. And my microphone in the wind is making this really strange noise, so I took it off. So apologies if there's some wind noise. I've painted Sentinel many times. One of my favorite mountains to paint. I'll try to maybe put a couple of the paintings in the video as well. Here's some neat fossils. I've come down through here. And I think I have another layer of cliffs to get down over here. All right, here's the next level of cliffs. And there's a nice little break right here to go down through. All right, I'm down through the steepest part of the cliffs. I don't think it looked super steep when you look down it, but it's pretty steep. I'm gonna head out here. Okay, I think this ridge is gonna work out just fine. I have gone down this gully before, and it's really neat because of the striping from the chert in the limestone. It's really pretty, but it's time consuming to get down that, so this is going a lot faster. I'm really enjoying coming down this ridge. It's providing some different and really pretty views. I probably could have stayed over on that ridge. It looks like it goes right down in, but I just wasn't sure if it would cliff out. I know this one doesn't. And look at those stripes, super cool. So I'm going to be dropping down into this little canyon right below here, in between Pinto Valley and Pinto Ridge. You wouldn't expect to find evergreens in the desert, but we have these pygmy cedars that grow out here. I love these guys. I am headed up this little canyon all the way up to a saddle below that pointiest peak at the end. And then I have to drop down a way to get back. And I was up there before. And it smells like cat pee in here, so there's been a kitty in here. Most likely a bobcat, I would think. Up into one of the narrower places, hopefully. Nothing has fallen or gotten clogged in here and blocked away. You never know. It's really amazing how the water and the wind going through here has carved this mud and this rock into this formation. It's really hard, though it looks like mud. It's very hard like rock. Alright, here's a little collapse, but I can get over this. I can just imagine the water rushing through here and carving this out. Not someplace I want to be when it's happening, but boy, would it be neat to see. I've always called these the spooky slots. They're not super spooky, but sometimes there's big spider webs in them, like across the whole canyon, and that can be a little spooky. All right, slowly but surely getting to where I need to be. You can see Redstone and the Redstone peaks out there. I'm going to be going up to the left. I have to drop down a little way and then more up, up, up. This little ridge is just so pretty. And you can't really see that from Pinto Valley. You can only see it from this side. You can see Sentinel out there. And there's some cat poop. That's pretty big, but I'm not sure. Could be a lion, but I don't know. I'm still leaning towards bobcat. There's Sentinel peeking through one of the little openings. Holy smokes, as my grandfather used to say. Of course I remember that this canyon back here is rough, but whew, I always forget just how rough it is. Have to go up through here and then I finally start to descend away. And the sky is really clearing out and getting nice, very pretty. Oh, nice little geodes here. Look at that. I'm finally at the top of the canyon. Look at those stripes in there. So pretty. This is a neat little section here. A neat little sort of dry fall to get down. Well, I'm never going to be one of those people who climbs down something, sets up a camera, climbs back up it, and climbs back down it. But I tried to do a little bit of a video of me coming down this. It was kind of fun. And here, I think, is a bobcat track. So my thoughts were correct. There's a whole bunch of black feathers here. I'm wondering if a raven met his fate here. I'm finally coming around Pinto Ridge and I'm almost back to the road. And you can see these bobcat tracks that come all the way out here. Just following them.